Who needs a push in 2025? I'm going to give you 5 men and 5 women who I believe need a push desperately. And a little disclaimer here, there's most likely going to be people I leave off this list that maybe I forgot about or just didn't have them on this list at all. So please leave your thoughts and comments down below and let's get into it. Let's start with the women. First and foremost, at my number 5 position, I have Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae, unfortunately, has not really done much. She kind of joined up with her husband, Johnny Gargano, in DIY, and she's kind of been following them along a little bit, but she is a name that should easily be challenging for Julia's United States Championship, and she should easily be a name that is kind of considered in beating her. I mean, there is Kiana James for when that feud officially begins, but it doesn't seem like that feud is anywhere near starting, and it seems like maybe Tiffany Stratton might be getting involved with Julia a little bit. I have no idea. I would love for those titles to stay separate though. That would be for the best, and in doing so, giving Candice LeRae an opportunity to possibly even become the United States Champion is something they need to look at doing. She's a great in-ring talent. You saw what she did at SummerSlam, where she got involved in the match in the table, ladder, and chair match, and she did fantastic in that match. She took a huge spot, and yeah, it was just insane. Now, obviously, that doesn't warrant getting a push, but it's not just that she does. She was fantastic down in NXT. She did a lot of other things that aren't talked about, and then the fact that she was able to pair up with Nia Jax, do a tag team with her for a little bit, that ultimately ended up not really working out. But in the end of the day, they tried something with her and it didn't work, but now it's like we haven't seen her since and she's not doing anything useful. I think in order for this to be kind of fun is giving her the United States Championship, like a push down there in that like division. I honestly think it was going to help her a lot. She needs something, and the mid card needs something on SmackDown, and Julia needs a credible opponent, and right now she doesn't really have any, so giving her Candice LeRae I feel like is an awesome opportunity for her. In my number 4 position, I have Asuka. Now, I understand she is kind of getting a push as we speak, but the only thing is I would love for her to be involved with that Women's World Championship, or maybe even the Intercontinental Championship. Yes, she's involved with Io and Rhea, and that's somewhat of a push in itself. I get that, but championship gold, something Asuka has not really seen in a long time, and I'm not talking tag team championship, I'm talking like real singles championship. Asuka has not seen it in a long time, and I think she is long overdue for a push in that department. This heel run, she's been one of the most consistent good heels in a long time, probably since Becky. I mean, yes, obviously Becky is still in her heel run, but right now Asuka and Becky have been 2 of the most consistent women's heels in a long time. So give her an opportunity here. Let her showcase what she can truly do. And Asuka's one of the best women to ever. And giving her a push here is something that I really feel is necessary in capitalizing on her forward momentum, if you want to call it, that she has right now. She has a lot of momentum, and if they don't end up capitalizing on it, it feels like it's for nothing. And yes, as I've said in the past, I mean, Rhea and Io is a push in itself, I get that. But it's like she doesn't need just that. She needs more than that, and that is kind of why I had to put her on this list. Is it doesn't feel right to me that she's only getting Rhea and Asuka. She should be involved for Stephanie's title, and maybe even the Intercontinental title. The Intercontinental title. I mean, she definitely needs something else to do, and Rhea just broke her nose, so honestly, Rhea might be out for a little bit, so giving Asuka an actual championship push here might be the play, because maybe Rhea comes back and beats the one to dethrone her. I have no idea, but at the end of the day, Asuka needs something a little bit different than just what they've been doing with her recently. In my number 3 position, I have Bayley. Now, Bayley is kind of stuck in purgatory as we speak at the moment. She has some interesting things going on with her, but at the end of the day, it almost feels like it hasn't really done much for her. I mean, her little split persona that she's kind of been dealing with is interesting in itself, I will not lie. That is definitely interesting, but it feels like they're not really doing anything with it in a sense, you know? It doesn't feel like anything's gonna come of it. Now, if there was gonna be something that comes of it, I feel like it would have already happened by now. But I could be wrong. I know Triple H loves his waiting game. I know he loves to draw things out. So this could easily be something that they're just gonna draw out for a little while. You know, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, Intercontinental, I could easily see a world where this split persona helps her win the Intercontinental Championship or even the Women's World title, you know? At the end of the day, man, Bayley can be in both divisions, and people forget that sometimes. This little split persona thing is easily a push in itself. It warrants a push. I mean, she is doing some of her best work. Give it to her. I mean, her persona has been very, very interesting, and unfortunately, it's like they don't really capitalize on people who are actually doing some really, really good work. Now, I get it, it's gonna be probably a waiting game, but at the end of the day, man, it's like, this work with Lyra, it's interesting. Now, I also was gonna put Lyra on this list, but I couldn't really warrant doing that considering Lyra really just had a push, so it just didn't really make sense for me to put her on this list again, because she literally just had a push. But Bayley, on the other hand, she really hasn't had a push since maybe WrestleMania 40, when she won the Royal Rumble, and then she headlined WrestleMania, or not headlined, but she went to WrestleMania against Io Sky and won the Women's WWE Championship. That was one of her biggest pushes, and we haven't seen that since. So, yeah, in a sense, I really would love to see what they could do with that again, because again, Bayley is definitely a big household name that deserves something of substance, and right now she is giving a really good performance in the split persona, but it's like they're not capitalizing on it the way they probably could. In my number 2 position, I have Chelsea Green. Now, you're probably wondering, why the hell does Chelsea Green deserve a push over some of the other names that I mentioned? Well, I'm going to take a big leap here, and I think she is definitely getting close to being world title ready. She has the persona. She easily has the character work for it. Easily. And honestly, I like some of her character work more than Tiffany Stratton. In a sense, Chelsea Green is more ready for it than Tiffany was. Now, Tiffany, I think, might be a better in-ring performer, but at the end of the day, Chelsea is not bad either. So, honestly, Chelsea, I think, is ready to take that next leap. I was initially thinking mid-card title, go for the US title again, but honestly, SmackDown's women's division is so weak at the moment. Bianca Belair being out, Jade Cargill not really being entirely ready yet, Nia Jax, we've already seen it, we don't want to see it again. Chelsea Green is something different, and she needs something different. The Secret Service, although it is funny at times, it gets very repetitive and it gets very old very quickly. This, I feel like, would really help freshen up the women's division on SmackDown, and it would just be something different, you know? Take a chance with Chelsea Green. It's almost like they are afraid to take a chance with somebody who might not be as popular, but she really is popular, and that's the problem, is they can't recognize who's popular and who isn't. I mean, yes, Tiffany Stratton is popular, I'm not saying she isn't, but Chelsea Green has gotten a whole nother level of popularity since winning the Women's US title, and it's very unfortunate that they really have not been able to capitalize on it ever since she lost the title, and ever since she lost it, she really hasn't done much. So, yes, she's kind of in the same situation as Lyra is, where she literally just had a push, but the problem with Lyra and Chelsea is, I would say Lyra's push was way stronger than what Chelsea's push was, so that's the other problem, is Chelsea needs a bigger push than what she got. Lyra got a really big push, she got a huge rub from Becky Lynch. Chelsea has not gotten that. Chelsea just lost it to, I think it was Zelina Vega. Like, come on, at the end of the day, are we really being serious right now? Zelina Vega is no Becky Lynch, so in my opinion, that wasn't a big enough rub for her, and it really did not help Chelsea at all the way it helped Lyra Valkyria, so that is the reason Lyra is not on here and Chelsea is. Chelsea needs something big, and getting the rub from maybe Tiffany would help her a lot. Although, I don't know if Tiffany's the one to rub it, I have no idea. But, yes, Chelsea Green just needs something different, and it needs to be the Women's WWE Championship. I really do believe she might be ready for it. And in my number 1 position, I have Raquel Rodriguez. Now, you were probably really surprised by this one, and honestly, I kind of surprised myself when I put her here. But at the end of the day, man, since Liv Morgan went out with her injury, Raquel has rose to the occasion of stepping up and filling in for her. Raquel has become really, really good. her in-ring presence has improved drastically. I remember when she first came back, Raquel was struggling in the ring, but now she has gotten so much more comfortable, and it has kind of started since Liv got injured and Roxanne came in. Raquel does not have enough singles matches. She has a lot of tag team matches, but she does not have a ton of singles matches, and giving her Stephanie Vaquer, I mean, yes, I'm assuming Raquel is next in line after Roxanne just lost, so I understand that, but I mean really giving her this win possibly. Now, I don't think this should happen until maybe Royal Rumble, you know, Raquel finally dethroning Stephanie. I don't think it should happen until then. I mean, Stephanie should hold this thing for a little bit, but Raquel winning in maybe a heelish way, a heelish manner, I'm all for. I am seriously all for, because that is around the time Liv Morgan will be coming back, and if they want to keep Liv Morgan and Dom together and have them turn face together, because Liv Morgan is beloved, so at the end of the day, people are going to cheer for her when she returns, and so, I mean, this is a perfect way to do it. I really do believe that when Liv Morgan returns, she sees Raquel win it, and she gets jealous of Raquel. I mean, yes, that is a heelish thing to think, but at the end of the day, Raquel will make her feel jealous. You know, there's a way to make it work, and I really do believe that they would be able to find a way to make it work. And Raquel will rub it in her face, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I really do feel like Raquel is in line for a huge push here, and she really needs it. She has been doing some of her greatest work, and it has come since Liv Morgan has been injured. So please, let's capitalize on some of this momentum Raquel is going for her right now. Now, on to the men's division. In my number 5 position, I have Carmelo Hayes. Now, Carmelo is easily on everyone's list when it comes to this, who deserves a push, but honest to God, man, he really deserves a push. I mean, what he was able to do in NXT was phenomenal, and since then, he has been a joke of his former self. I feel bad for him because it's like, they don't know what to do with Carmelo. Now, if there was anybody to beat Sami Zayn, and I was not expecting Ilya to come to Smackdown, I was expecting him to stay on Raw. So, if there was anybody to beat Sami Zayn, I would have said it might have been Carmelo Hayes. Yes, I initially said Uncle Howdy should be the one to beat him, but that was just being fun and having fun with it. At the end of the day, it doesn't seem like they're going to utilize Uncle Howdy that way. So, in a sense of somebody who's could be a fighting champion, somebody who could possibly elevate that championship, Carmelo Hayes, I think, is a fantastic name in doing so. I was debating putting him on this list, but at the end of the day, man, he really needs a push. I mean, he is losing everything that makes Carmelo Hayes Carmelo Hayes. Crowds almost don't really care about him, and I feel bad because it's like they are not utilizing him the way they should. I mean, over the last couple of months, he's been better. It's been a little bit better for him, but the problem is still there. I mean, they do not capitalize on him the way they should. They have him kind of in a feud with The Miz at the moment, and unfortunately, The Miz is a joke of his former self as well, so The Miz isn't as good of a rub as WWE thinks it is. You know, that's just the case. That's just the problem right now. It's not as good of a rub as you really think it is anymore. So, yeah, I mean, as much as I love The Miz, at the end of the day, he's no Randy Orton, you know? Getting that rub really would help, and obviously Randy is not a champion right now, but Carmelo Hayes needs to just get a mid-card title push, and obviously I would love Ilya to hold this thing for a good amount of time, but honestly he doesn't need to hold it for that long. As long as it's like a real mid-card battle, kind of like it was last year between LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmelo, give us the same thing, but maybe the title switches hands more frequently. I wouldn't be opposed to that, honestly. It would be more interesting if those three if Melo, Ilya, and someone else maybe gets involved and they just constantly are battling for that thing and it's constantly switching hands. I feel like it would be very, very interesting. In my number 4 position, I have Finn Balor. Now, Finn just lost his World Tag Team Championships this past, Raw. So, he is in line for a new push, and I think Intercontinental is calling his name. Dom and Finn's feud is just at the boiling point right now. We all know next Monday Finn is going to be blaming Dom for the fact that they lost, because Dom basically got them that match by accident, and so Finn is going to be laying it into Dom. We all know it's going to happen. So, at that point, man, that feud is just calling our name. I mean, it is right there. And the problem is they don't want to pull the trigger on it because I'm assuming they have other things in store for Dom at the moment, that it's just almost too much going on for Dom. Now, the problem is there some truth to that? You know, there really is some truth to that, because Dom, I think, is going to be involved in a triple threat with Penta and Rusev, and this could possibly happen at Saturday night's main event, and that probably will happen. I mean, who knows? But then after that, Dom, there is a lot of talk of him facing John Cena at Survivor Series War Games, so that does not leave a lot of room for Finn to actually be in a feud with him at the moment. So, in my opinion, they might hold this thing off until Liv Morgan returns. I'm not even kidding. So, around the time Raquel might get her supposed push at the Royal Rumble, maybe we see the same thing with Finn and Dom, is that Finn and Dom finally start their feud, and by then maybe Dom's not the Intercontinental Champion anymore, but I don't think it really would matter. I think it gives Finn something to do, and honestly, he needs something. I mean, being a champion didn't do anything for him because he never even defended the damn thing. So, giving him a freaking push here, letting him win the feud between him and Dom, yes, I'm gonna say it. He needs to win this feud. At the end of the day, man, it's Finn Balor, and we gotta remember that. I mean, yes, I get it, everyone loves Dom more than Finn, but at the end of the day, man, give it to Finn. What are we doing? The same thing happened with Priest. You should have gave it to Finn, but you didn't. You gave it to Priest because you wanted to push Priest. And I get it, but, dude, just relax on the Dom stuff, man. Just relax a little bit. We all love Dom. I love Dom. But Dom's still young. Dom can recover from losing this feud, because at the end of the day, if we remember who Finn Balor really is, it would make sense if Dom lost this feud. I'll be honest with you, it really, really would. Now, Raquel and Liv, you could have Liv win the feud. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, man, it truly doesn't matter who. Just, yeah. Finn needs a push, and whether it's for the championship or not, he needs to just be remembered as who Finn Balor truly is, and he is somebody to not be messed with. In my number 3 position, I have Braun Breaker. Now, obviously, he is in the midst of a push at the moment, but I mean a push after the Seth Rollins thing. We are seemingly putting the foot on the brakes as soon as Seth Rollins got injured, and now they are kind of putting themselves in a situation here where you got Jay and Punk gonna go for the title at Saturday night's main event. That's good and all. Nobody wanted that. If you go and look at the YouTube video of that battle royal, you will see that there is far more dislikes than likes on that video. Nobody wanted to see Jey Uso win that. And honest to God, I wouldn't have been opposed to it being LA Knight, Braun Breaker, and even Dom. I mean, at the end of the day, man, Dom could have been in that match as well. Obviously, he's not going to win it, because I think they're just going to give it right back to CM Punk, which I think is the play. But not having Braun Breaker involved in this thing immediately kind of hurts. He should have been in the Battle Royal. He should have probably eliminated over half the field. I'm not even joking. And I really do feel like they had a missed opportunity here. He could have easily have won the thing, and he could have easily went to Saturday night's main event to lose. I don't care if he loses. He just needs to be fighting for this thing already. He put up a little bit of a fight in the opening segment of Raw, and then after that, it's like, yeah, they just kicked him out of the Battle Royal. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I really do believe he should have been in it. And it's like they, again, as I said, they are pressing the brakes on Breaker. Dude, they do not want to go too fast with him, which I understand. But dude, you just set a huge, huge precedent here, where Braun Breaker is somebody to not be messed with. I mean, he just speared Seth Rollins to oblivion, and Seth Rollins is now on the shelf. Obviously not because of Breaker, but he's still on the shelf. You're kind of utilizing it as Breaker put him there. We need to capitalize on this momentum he has. Same with Bronson Reed, but I think Braun Breaker is more, you know, of the person people want to see pushed, not Bronson. You know, Bronson kind of got a push by winning a match over Roman Reigns, but Breaker doesn't have that. Breaker doesn't have that type of momentum. He just has the momentum of spearing Seth Rollins, and it's not even in a match, of him basically splitting up the vision, and we're not going to have him go for the world title right away. I'm not a fan of that, and I really do believe Breakker needs to get a push here and going for that world title. In my number 2 position, I have Randy Orton. I have been an advocate for his for a long time now. He has been needing a push for God knows how long now. Probably since he's returned from his injury back at 2023 Survivor Series War Games. He's been needing a push ever since then. He's been going for the mid-card title early on. He went for Logan Paul's US title at WrestleMania, and then I don't remember if he was in a match with him at Royal Rumble. I don't think he was. I think it was Kevin Owens. But I think he went for Roman's title at Royal Rumble. But dude, ever since then though, it really doesn't feel like they're doing much with him. He needs a push, and I don't know what they are doing with him. He is somebody who, again, he has the prestige. He's Randy frickin' Orton. He is Randy Orton, and we are not giving him a push. What are we doing? He should be front and center for that WWE Championship. That Cody Rhodes feud should have happened by now, and it still hasn't. And we are just not doing anything with him right now. I feel bad for Randy. They're not utilizing him the way they should. Randy could easily have gone to Monday Night Raw and won the world title on Raw, and I wouldn't blink an eye. I wouldn't bat an eye, man. I really wouldn't. Randy is just that type of person that it's there. He's a 14-time world champion, and I am sure they are not giving John Cena number 18 because they want Randy to be the one to get 18. But dude, the problem is you gotta start that sometime soon. Now, I get it. Randy still has so many years left in his career. But dude, do you really want him to do it in his last freaking match that he wins 18? That's just not a good way to utilize that, man, because you have no idea when his last match truly is gonna be. So, you gotta just pull the trigger on some of these, man. He can hold the title for a good amount of time, and before you know it, he might be like 45, 46. You know, you don't even know. So, I am just sick of the fact that they do not utilize Randy Orton the way they should. Randy Orton is a household name. He's one of the biggest names in WWE history, and yet we just have him basically sitting in catering doing absolutely nothing. I really do feel bad for this guy because he has put his heart and soul into this company, and it doesn't seem like they are really repaying him the favor at all. And last but not least, in my number 1 position, I have Drew McIntyre. Drew has been needing a push since CM Punk's feud last year. Drew should have won the world title again, and he did not. I don't even know how many times now it's been since he should have won a world title and he hasn't. Drew McIntyre should be in the world title picture almost all the time, and he is just not. He had a meaningless feud with Damian Priest that ultimately did not accomplish what it should have. It was supposed to put over Damian Priest. I don't think it did that, and it was not Drew McIntyre's fault. It was Damian Priest. Damian Priest is not ready to be put over. I mean, at the end of the day, man, some people just don't have it, and Damian Priest, I just don't think has it. Drew McIntyre, he has it. I don't know why we are wasting Drew McIntyre on Damian Priest. I just don't. And the problem is Drew McIntyre should have been in the world title picture a long time ago, and he was not. I don't know what we've been doing with him. I mean, he should have won at WrestlePalooza. That didn't happen. I highly doubt he's winning at Saturday Night's Main Event, because that is a glorified house show in itself. So, if the Saturday Night's Main Event is truly going to be different because of the fact that they're no longer like on NBC and they're no longer going to be like that commercial madhouse that they used to be, maybe they change it up a bit and maybe they have some title changes happen. I don't know. But, holy shit. Whatever we're doing with Drew, it needs to be better. I swear, it really needs to be better. Drew is somebody in line for a push. He is in line to be the next champion, just like Randy Orton. He puts his heart and soul into this company, and yet they do not repay him the favor at all. Granted, Randy has like 20 plus years of experience to be under his belt to utilize. Drew probably only has like a little under 10-ish years in the company to actually kind of say that. I mean, yes, Drew's been with the company like 15-ish years, but I think a couple of them he got released or whatever, so yes. Drew, though, he was once called the Prodigy, and they are not utilizing him very well. I at the end of the day, man, I am a huge Drew McIntyre lover, and dude, he really deserves it. He has done some of his best work since the CM Punk feud, and wow, have we not capitalized on anything for this guy. He deserves so much better, and I really do hope that after this Saturday night's main event, maybe they'll actually pull the trigger with him, because again, I'm telling you, I'm not expecting much different from the Saturday night's main event, just outside of a glorified house show. So if that is the case and Drew loses yet again, maybe they finally pull the trigger at War Games or something like that. I have no idea if Drew gets another rematch. But, oh man, Drew needs the world title, and it needs to happen sometime soon. It really does. People are getting sick of Cody Rhodes, and I don't blame you. Cody Rhodes has been champion for far too long at this point, and he is just a one-trick pony in my opinion. Drew McIntyre is so much better than that, and I really would love to see him win the title and actually have a sustained run that's longer than 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Alright, so that's my list of 5 women and 5 men who deserve a push here in 2025. I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comment section. Tell me who I missed, tell me who you actually believe deserves a push, and let me know. I mean, I know I probably didn't cover everybody that you think, so please leave your thoughts and comments down below in the comment section, and until next time, see ya.